Hey there, it's Trisha with Upcycled Stuff. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little pair of earrings that are just perfect for Valentine's Day out of a soda can and a couple of paper beads. Now this tutorial is not about making paper beads. I have several others of those, and if you need help making paper beads, I'll leave those links down below. For now, your paper beads will just need to be finished for this project. So let's get started. The supplies you're going to need to make these earrings are 2 ear wires of your choosing. You'll need 2 paper beads. I made mine from the leftover piece of paper that you tear off before you send in your Netflix movies when you try to send them back. So mine are all red. You'll need 4 seed beads. I chose black, but you can choose any color you like. 2 eye pins, 2 jump rings. You'll need a piece of cardboard and a push pin. This will be for poking a hole in your aluminum, which you will also need. I'm using a Coke can. You'll need you can either cut out the shape of a heart from your soda can, or you can use a little hand punch. These work great for punching out from aluminum cans. And then you'll need 3 jewelry making tools. You'll need a flush cutter, your needle nose plier or your chain nose plier, and your round nose plier. Okay, so in an effort for me to not lose all of my pieces here, we're going to real quick put the beads together on the eye pin, and then we'll worry about cutting out the heart. So you're going to take one of your eye pins and first put on one of the glass beads, followed by a paper bead, and then another glass bead. Then we're going to close that up. Just take that and bend the top of your pin right at the top of that bead there. Bend it at a 90-degree angle. And then keeping your finger as a guide on that 90-degree angle, you're going to cut back your wire. Using the top of your finger as a guide for how long to make it is a pretty good estimate for how long you'll need to make your loop. So then take your needle nose plier or your chain nose plier, put it on the very end of that cut you just made, and then roll it towards you to make your loop. Oops, rolling on me. And then tighten it up. There you go. And then you'll do the same thing with the next one. Okay, we can go ahead and pop those on the ear wire right now. Again, just one less piece for me to lose. You can just loosen up that little loop on your ear wire. Just enough to fit your bead packet on there. And then just slide that on and close it back up again. And then do your second one. Oops. Oops. Okay, now we can move on to the hearts. Okay, so it's time to cut out our hearts. You just need a soda can or a Arizona tea can, whatever kind you like. I happen to like these ones just because I use these little loopy parts of the C and the O and the E, and it gives me a nice silver heart with a little red swirl through it, and they're kind of fun. So I'm going to cut my Coke can so that it's a little bit closer to the red color so that I can incorporate that into my design. And so these little die cut punches are pretty easy to use on aluminum. I'm going to just add the disclaimer that that's not a typical use for them. It's not recommended by the manufacturer, but I've done hundreds of little hearts with this little stamp and it's held up really great. So, any rate, if you flip it over, you can see that there's a little window where you can see what you're cutting once your material's inside. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in my punch. And then you can look and see where you're cutting so you know what your design's going to look like. I'm going to come over here on this O, maybe on the C. I like the C. And then once I can see that I'm all the way in there, open this so you can see. There we go. Okay, so you can see what you're punching. Just give it a good punch. And then there is one of your hearts. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other one. Let's see. I don't have a really good spot here. There we go. This is just gonna, they're not gonna be a perfect match, but I'll have a nice thick line on one of them and a thinner line on the other. Give it a good punch. Okay, so once those are cut out, you're gonna need a hole to put your pin through. Now ideally I would have liked to have had the same, being anal, I know. I would have liked to have the same portion, like 2 C's or whatever, in the same place so that I could have the same size line. But I'll stop being anal. So go ahead and take your push pin and pop a hole pretty close to the top of your can, your heart, and then do it in your other one. Now if you want to be very particular, you could have put these on top of each other and done the hole together so that you'd have them in the same place, but I just eyeball it. There we go. So now you have 2 holes. It's a time to attach the jump ring and then add it to the rest of your earring. So we're going to start with the jump ring here. And I'm going to be using, whoops, 2 different jewelry tools, one for holding the jump ring while I open it with another tool. So I'm going to take this the jump ring and place it in the base of my needle nose plier, and really if you have another chain nose plier or needle nose, you can use those. Okay, and then the proper way to open up a jump ring is to slide this side to side, not to pull it towards you and open it, because you'll ruin it. It'll never close the same. So once you have it open far enough, you're just going to slide your heart into the jump ring. Okay, whoops. And preferably leave it inside the jump ring when you remove your tool. Okay. And then while you have it open, go ahead and grab one of your earrings and slide it on at the bottom of the that paper bead. All right, and then close it back up. And make sure you close it good and tight, because the soda can is really thin and it could very easily slip out of a partially opened jump ring. So sometimes what I'll do, just to make sure it doesn't, is once I have it closed, take a drop of E6000 or even Crazy Glue. E6000, it has a little bit more thickness to it, so it tends to work better, and just put a little dollop where your jump ring comes together, just to make sure, and then just set it to the side to dry without touching it to any other part of the earring. Okay, so go ahead and do that to the second earring, and then there you have your finished heart-shaped Valentine's Day paper bead soda can earrings, or whatever you'd like to call them.